Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Mary and this is Mindful Movement with Mary. This class is designed to clear away the cobwebs in the nooks and crannies of our bodies. It's a great practice to do first thing in the morning when you wake up, or if you've been sitting at a desk for many hours, or if you're just generally feeling tight and sore. We're going to warm up all the major joints of the body, and then we're going to conclude in a seated position so it's easy for you to transition on with the rest of your day. You only need 2 blocks for today's practice, but if you like a blanket, if you're on hands and knees, that's also a great prop to have on hand. We're going to get started laying down on our backs on the mat. So we're going to dive right in. As you lay down, stretch the legs out straight, reach the arms overhead, and take a nice full body stretch. Reaching fingertips and toes in opposite directions. Maybe you want to take a big yawn. Really reach, really stretch. And then soften, release everything down. And begin to bend the knees. I'm going to place the soles of the feet on the floor a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And begin to move your knees to the right. And then let them come through center and then over to the left. So it's just making a windshield wiper motion with the knees. Washing them side to side. And you could start this motion really small and gradually make the movement bigger. Or you could go nice and slow, but try to go all the way to your end range. Just play here, beginning to loosen up through the pelvis and the hip joints. And then finding an ending for that, gather the knees into the chest, give them a nice hug. Maybe rock side to side a little bit. And then let's place the left foot down and keep hugging the right knee in. So take a moment here, play with the position of the knee. Maybe it's moving out toward your shoulder a little bit more, or pointing straight up toward your head. And then interlace the hands behind the right thigh. And as you inhale, begin to lift the foot toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, you bend the knee and the foot goes back down. So we're not trying to straighten the leg all the way as we inhale, just a little bit at a time, bending and straightening the knee. So inhale, straighten the leg, the foot floats up. Exhale, bend the knee, and the foot floats down. And the more you do this, the more repetitions you give and going nice and slow, you may notice that you can straighten the leg a little bit more. There's a little bit more length in the back of the leg. So we're not trying to force anything here, just moving with the pace of your breath. If you start to feel a pull through the lower back, maybe you've straightened the leg a little too far for first thing in the morning, and you want to back off a little bit. Good. So the next time you have the foot floating toward the sky, we'll pause there and let's point and flex the ankle. So bringing a little new blood flow, a little range of motion to the ankle, and then trace some circles, maybe 3 or 4 in each direction, making as big a circle as you can with your toes. You might find that it's easier to go one direction than it is the other. That's very normal. Good. And then place the foot back down on the mat and let the knee open to the side. So the right knee's opening to the right. And then you're going to straighten the right leg till it's all the way straight and the toes point toward the sky. And then bend the knee again, bring the leg back into the starting position. So open the leg to the side, straighten the leg, point those toes to the ceiling, and then bend the knee, bring it back up. Good. One more time like that. Opening to the side, drag the foot down, And then bend the knee. And now we'll reverse that direction. So straighten the leg first. And then bend the knee, drag the foot up the side, and then bring the knee back up to the sky. Good, so straighten the leg, bend the knee, drag the foot up the side, knee to sky. One last time here, straighten the leg, drag the foot up the side, close the knee back up. Beautiful. All right, so other side, hugging the left knee in, taking a moment here just to play with the angle of the thigh. Maybe you want to draw the knee toward the outer rib cage. Maybe a little bit closer toward the head. You decide what feels good here. And then interlacing the hands behind the left thigh. Inhale, begin to lift the foot up. And exhale, float the foot down. Inhale, float the foot up. And exhale, lower. Inhale, straightening the leg however much is comfortable for you. And then exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And again, we're not trying to get a perfectly straight leg. That's not the goal. We're just trying to open up the back of the leg. And of course, if you have the range today and you want to really stretch it up and have a completely stretched leg and maybe it's coming toward your head a little bit, you can always do that too. But pay attention to your knee, to your hip joint, and keep it soft. Maybe one last time here. And then the next time the foot floats toward the sky, pause there and point and flex the ankle. You might get some clicking or some popping. That's totally normal. And then tracing big circles, 3 or 4 in each direction. Beautiful. And then we're going to place the foot back down on the mat next to the other foot. Then let the left knee open to the left side. Then straighten the leg. Point the toes to the sky. And then bend the knee, draw the foot back up. Good. Open the knee to the side. Straighten the leg. Drawing the foot back up. One last time here. Open to the side. Straighten the leg. Knee comes back up. And then reversing the direction. Straighten the leg first. Bend the knee, drag the foot up the side. So you're sort of on the outer edge of the foot. And then close the knee back up, pointing to the sky. Straighten the leg. Bend the knee. Back up. One last time. Straighten the leg. Bend the knee. And back up. Beautiful. Hug the knees in one more time. Rock side to side. And then gently rolling to one side. We're going to come all the way up to tabletop position, all fours. And if you want to place a blanket underneath the knees, now is a good time to do that. But we're going to take shoulders over wrists, hips over the knees. And we'll do a few rounds of cat and cow using the pace of your own breath here. Lift the tailbone as you inhale. Let the belly soften down. Heart shines forward. And then exhale, begin to round through the spine. Push the floor away. Really stretch between the shoulder blades and drop the head and tail. Good. So inhaling, lift head and tail. And exhale, round through the spine, lower head. Beginning to mobilize through the spine. Feeling this wave-like motion from one end of the spine to the other. Beautiful. And then coming to a neutral spine again. This time, you're going to take your right hand, pick it up off the floor to make a tent around the ear, elbows pointing out to the side. Inhale, begin to point the elbow down toward the opposite forearm or wrist. So right elbow pointing down to left. And then exhale, begin to rotate open to the right, lifting the elbows as far to the sky as you can. Good. So inhale down and exhale, lift. And try to keep your hips and pelvis neutral. So I don't want them moving too much here. We're really trying to focus this action to the upper and mid back. Think about rotating the rib cage down and then up. One more time here. Inhale, point the elbow to the forearm. And then exhale, rotate, lift up. Good. Lower the hand. Nice job. All right, so right leg now. Let's stretch the right leg straight back behind you. Press into the ball of the foot. Feeling a nice stretch up the whole back of the leg. And then sweep the right leg all the way around to the right. So it's straight out from the body and about in line with the knee, the opposite knee here. And then I'm going to tuck the left toes under and gently sink the hips back a little bit. So I'm feeling a stretch through the inner right groin. So lifting up and back just a little bit. I like to move slightly with a few inches forward and then sitting back a few inches. I just feel like I get a little bit more out of the stretch. But you could always hold in one spot if you're feeling a really nice stretch. Getting into the inner groin here, the inner thigh. It's an area that's really tight on many of us. Good, and then when you're back up into more of a neutral position, root down heavily through the left hand. Take your right hand to the opposite side rib cage, to the left ribs. Use your hand to help rotate the torso open to the right, and then extend the right arm to the sky. Inhale here. Exhale. Nice, and then lower the hand down, bring the knee back in, back to your tabletop position. So we can do all of that on the other side. All right, so left hand now makes a tent around the left ear. Inhale, point the elbow down toward the right forearm. Exhale, rotate, twist, lift elbow towards sky. Good. Inhale, tap forearm. Exhale, rotate open. Try to keep the hip points pointing down. Good. Rotate. Exhale, twist. One more time here. Inhale, point the forearm, the elbow to the opposite forearm. And then exhale, lift. Good. Lower the hand. Beautiful job. Extend the left foot back behind you. Press into the ball of the foot. Just pause here, feeling a sense of openness and length in the back of the leg, the calf. Nice. And then you're going to sweep the left leg all the way over to the left. Until it's straight out, about 90 degrees, straight out from the body here, in line with the other knee. And then I like to tuck the opposite toes under and gently sit the hips back a little bit. Yeah, so kind of getting not only a stretch through the left inner groin now, but maybe even through the top of the bottom of the foot if you are tucking the toes under. So trying to find that perfect level of stretch where you're feeling a nice sensation of stretch and pull, but it's not too much. Beautiful. And then when you're back up in more of a tabletop position with the leg out, you're going to root down heavily through the right hand, take the left hand to the opposite rib cage, to the right rib cage here, and then use that hand to help rotate the torso to the left, extend the left arm up to the sky. Beautiful. Really push the ground away with the right hand. Get strong and steady in that shoulder and arm. Good. Then lower the hand, bring the knee back, tabletop. We're going to bring the big toes together, and I'm going to bring the knees together too and sit back into child's pose with the arms behind me so I can relax the wrists a little bit. But if you want to have the arms straight out in front of you or the knees separated, you could do that too. So child's pose. Draw your attention back to your breath. And then extending the arms out in front of you. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Maybe you want to bend one knee and then the other knee, feeling a really nice stretch up the back of the leg. Good, and then walking the feet toward the hands, top of the mat, forward fold. Bend the knees a little bit, sweep the arms out to the sides and overhead. Inhale. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to take the arms, interlace the hands, and bring the hands behind the head. So nice cradle for the head here. Root down through the feet. Get really strong and tall. Inhale, begin to look up, lean back. Little back bend. And then exhale, come back up to standing. Good. And again, inhale, reach back. Feel a stretch up the front side of the body. And then exhale, standing. Good. One more time here. Inhale, reaching back, staying strong through the feet and the core. And then back up. Nice. Now we'll go over to one side. So letting the right elbow go down toward the floor, leaning to the right. One elbow points down, one elbow points to the sky, and then really root down, press through the opposite foot to help you come up to standing. Good, other side, inhale. Exhale, hold over here in your stretch. And then on your next inhale, back to center. One more time each side, leaning right. And try to stay in one plane. So if you notice you're twisting as you lean down, don't go as far. I want you to think about your body being between these two panes of glass and that you're in one plane as you lean to the side here. Good. And then come back up. Other side. Good. And back to center. Beautiful. Release the arms. All right, standing at the top of the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Begin to shift the weight into the left foot. Take a big step back with the right. So you could always have hands on blocks here. If you want, high lunge. Inhale, elongate the spine, look forward. Beautiful. Get strong and steady in the feet. Inhale, come up, crescent warrior. From here, begin to turn on the back foot and face the right side, warrior two. So you may have to adjust the feet a little bit so that the front heel intersects with the back arch and that you have enough space between the feet. So here's your warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Bend deeply into the front knee. Then inhale, reverse. So keep the legs where they are, but just lean the upper body back. Inhale here. Exhale, back through warrior two. Bend the front forearm, place it on the knee, and lean over. Side angle. Top arm reaches up at a diagonal. Really press back through the outer edge of the back foot. Good. And then come back through warrior two. Bring the hands to the hips. Point both toes to the long edge of the mat. So both feet are parallel now. And reach the arms up at a diagonal. So your body's making a giant letter X here. From here, inhale, reach in opposite directions. Exhale, begin to bend the right knee. Take the left hand down to the right foot and twist to the side. So right hand's going to go to the sky. So you're doing a little twisted side lunge here. Then inhale, come back to your X. We'll go to the other side. Exhale, bend the knee. Right hand to left foot or ankle now. Twist the left hand to the sky. Good. And then back to your X. Inhale. Exhale, bend and twist. reaching right arm straight up to the sky. Good. Inhale, back to your X. And one last time here, over to the left. Good. And back to the X position. Hands to hips. We're going to come back the way we came. So turn the front foot out, warrior two. Then pivot on the back foot, lift the heel up, face forward, crescent warrior. And then sweep the hands down, frame the front foot, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale here, high plank, shoulders come over the wrists. Lower the knees, and you're going to come all the way down to your belly. Keep your hands where they are under the shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, press the pubic bone down, reach back through the big toes. And inhale, peel the heart up, look forward, cobra. Good, and then roll down. Begin to come back up through all fours, tuck the toes under, and come back to downward facing dog. Walk the feet to the hands. Forward fold, top of the mat. Little bend to the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, so let's do all of that on the other side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, sweep the hands down, forward fold. This time shifting the weight over into the right foot. Big step back with the left. You can have hands to blocks here. Always a good option. Inhale, look forward. Get strong and steady in the feet. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Crescent warrior. Beautiful. And then pivoting on the back foot, coming into warrior two. Bend deeply into the front knee. Let it track in line with the middle toe. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach back. Keep the knee bent though. And then exhale, come back through warrior two. Bend of the right forearm, place it down on the knee, and reach the top arm overhead. Side angle. Feeling the long line of energy from the outer edge of the back foot through the fingertips. And then come back through your warrior two. Both toes are going to face the right side of the mat, the long edge. And this time we're going to bend the knees a little bit and hinge forward, coming all the way down. So forward fold here. If you want, you're going to walk the hands out. I'm going to flip around so you can see me. You're going to walk the hands out so that your spine is long, but keep the hips back in line with the heels. So you're giving a little traction to the spine, feeling length from tailbone to crown of head. Beautiful. And then walking the hands back in, bend the knees, bring the hands to the hips, come up with a flat back, nice and slow. You've been down a little while, so you want to make sure you come up nice and slow. Turn the front toes out, back to warrior two. Pivot on the back foot, crescent warrior. And then sweep the hands down, step the front foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to high plank, shoulders over the wrists. Lower the knees and come all the way down to your belly. Keeping the hands where they are underneath the shoulders. Inhale here, root the pubic bone into the floor. Exhale, reach back through the big toes. And then inhale, peel the heart up, look forward, low cobra. Now you could stay here, or if you wish, can you begin to peel the hands off the floor, but stay lifted so your upper back really has to work and strengthen here. You've got this. Inhale here. Exhale. One more inhale. And then exhale, lower the head down and lower the hands down. Press yourself back through all fours And then to child's pose, resting the forehead on the earth. Pausing here, letting the breath slow down. And then start to lift the head up and come forward. We're going to come into a seated position on the mat. So it's comfortable for me to sit cross-legged. You could sit up on 2 blocks or on a chair. Just take a moment here to sit up as tall as you can, wherever you are. Lifting the crown of the head up, feeling the spine long and tall. You might want to drop one ear to one shoulder, give a little neck stretch. Maybe trace the chin across the chest and come over to the other side. Just a gentle mobilization through the neck. Release any tension you may have gathered during the practice. And then finding a place of stillness where your spine is long again. You can bring the hands to cross over the heart. And perhaps make an intention here for your day, your week, your month, or even your new year. A positive statement that embodies what you wish to bring to the world. And then bringing the thumbs to the third eye. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste.